All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Let me see what's the time right now. The time is 12:28. So, yep, I'm saying it right. It's good afternoon. I just came from gym and I was talking to a fitness instructor and she was very nice. Her name is Mandy. And I just had my body checkup. And in the body checkup, you know what they did? They made me stand on a weighing scale, and they made me stand on the weighing scale, and they had like two, iron things like this, and you had to like press with your thumbs as well. So you had to like stand on that weighing scale, and you had to like hold those two things, and they check your how much is your body fat percentage. According to me, I have been into the fitness from last 3 or 4 years. From first 2 years, I was not very consistent, but in the last 2 years, I'm getting consistent at it. See the bicep? So I know that machine is wrong. You know how I know it? Uh, when I got onto it, firstly they asked my height, like how much is my height. Then they asked my weight, and how much is my age, all that formalities. And afterwards, taking their 3 or 4 minutes, they gave me a result. And the result was that my body fat percentage is 20%. I was like, 20%? How is that possible? Because I take care of my nighttime routine. I take care of my morning time routine. I go gym consistently like 3 or 4, sometimes 5 or 6 times a week. I take care of what I eat. I don't eat estrogenic food. I eat chicken, rice, eggs, all these, good food that we want to eat and we have to eat. I eat everything. That how is my body fat percentage? 20%. I should be around like 16 or 18%, right? I'm not even very fat. I was like, that should be right, or like that should be wrong. But you know what happened? I got to know that it's a little faulty. I was like, I actually knew this. And you know what happened after that? When I talked to the manager, no, it wasn't the manager, he was the owner, I guess. When I talked to the owner, he told me that the machine was a little faulty and we now have to recheck your exams. So they will recheck my body fat percentage, and I guess this time it should be like 16 to 80%. I'm not one very smart in that. Like I don't know much about body fat percentage and all that, because this is my first time doing this. But I've asked ChatGPT a couple of times, showing my picture. I know like that's not very accurate as well. But the topic of the today's video is habits. Habits build a man. I was talking to her and she was telling me all day like how her whole day goes. She was telling me she wakes up in the morning, she has the red light in her room. I was like, how? What's the reason and what's the cause of the red light? Like, why do you need red light? And she told me, because if you have a red light, let's suppose if we talk about the blue light, if you have a blue light in your room, your body thinks that it's time to be not sleep. Your body needs to be awake because it's blue light, right? So I guess your brain thinks that it's time to be awake. But if you have a red light in your room, you know what happens? Your mind or your brain or your body eventually thinks that it's time to sleep or it's time to rest. You know why is that? Because red color, it's connected to the campfire. You might be knowing, if you have been to a campfire or something, you might know that it's all red and it's all dark around here. So your body would be thinking, oh, it's red light, so I guess it's time to sleep. So that's why she was telling me like she has her red light, but when she gets up in the morning, if she gets when she gets up in the morning, she gets up at 5, and after that, she does her morning routine, and she does, let's suppose girls do different things but boys do different things, and she was telling me like all the things that she was doing, and I was like, that's so true. Because all the people that have know and who are really into fitness, who really take their health very seriously, they have good routines. They before they had good routines, they were one of those people who don't have good routines. And you know what they used to do? They used to just sleep at any time that they felt like, and they used to wake up at any time that they felt like. I was like, okay, that's weird because firstly, you're into that area that you don't have any good routine, and after that you see your body, or you see your mind, or you see how your life is fluctuating around, and you're not able to do the things that you want to do. You're not able to, how do I say it, you're not able to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. So actually you think that maybe I should do something, maybe I should fix my routine. So you develop a morning routine, you develop a nightly routine, you develop that on this time, at this very day I will do this. You also start time blocking your time, that at this time of the day I will do this, and I have to do this. And you do that every time, every day of the week. You do that same thing every day of the week for rest of your life. I was like, okay, all the people that I meet who are really into fitness and who are really successful in fitness, fitness, I mean, if you have good body for, if you have less body fat percentage, if you have good muscle mass, plus you're athletic, plus you are really taking your vitamins and supplements, and you don't have any deficiency in your body. For me, do I need something else? Do I have to tell you something else? If you're taking good, taking good care of your body, if you're taking good care of your grooming schedule, if you're taking good care of your sleep schedule, if everything is aligned, that to me is a person who's successful in fitness. And if you maintain that to the end of your life, you will be very successful. So that's what I mean by if you're successful in fitness. So I was thinking, all the people that I meet, they have a routine. Okay, what was I doing when I didn't have a routine? I was just waking up at any time that I wanted to. I would first fucking like sleep at 12. I would sleep at 1 or 2 or 3 in the morning. Then I would wake up at 10, 11. And let me tell you something. I was a student as well. And I was a student, I used to miss my morning classes because I used to like sleep very late. When you sleep very late, of course you won't be getting up very early in the morning. And if you had your alarms or shit like that, if you even then, even after sleeping very late, even if you still like get up in the morning, you will still be having these black dark circles under your eye. So you won't be going to classes because you don't want to look like shit, right? So you'll be skipping classes anyways. So what did I used to do? Sometimes I most of the days I used to sleep late, and when I used to get up in the morning because of my alarm, you know what I used to do? I was like, oh, I used to see my face in the mirror. I was like, oh my god, I have these black dark circles. I have these, my face not looking good. My face is bloated because of the beer last night. So you know what I'll do? I'll just skip the class. I was like, okay, I'll just skip the class. And I used to had no morning routine. I used to had no nighttime routine. I used to get no work done. And when you don't have any energy, when you don't have a good routine, it's very it makes very sense that you won't even eat good food. I know these two things are not connected, but if you don't have a good routine, and if you don't have anything going good in your life, you won't even eat very good food. You won't even take your fitness seriously, and if you don't take your fitness seriously, your you won't even eat healthy food, right? If you don't eat healthy food, you won't be having any energy, so you won't be tick crossing any of the to-do list that you made last night. But I mean, if you didn't even have a nighttime routine, so you won't even making that to-do list, that what are the things that I have to achieve the next day. So if you don't have a good routine, let me tell you something, you will be fucked for the rest of your life. And let me tell you something, what I recognized and what I found recently was, let's suppose if you want to achieve X, you must see what are some things that must be true, that if I want to achieve X, these are the things, these are the 4 things that must be true for that to happen. If I give you example, let's suppose if you want to achieve a good credit score of 760, 780 or 800, right? What are some things that must be true? First, you should be having good income so you can actually pay that. Secondly, you should be controlling your money habits. thirdly, you should be spending less than 30% of your um, of the amount that's given to you per month. You should be like spending less than 30%. Only then you will be having good credit score, right? So these are the three things that must be true. If these things are not true, that thing, good credit score, won't be happening. I know this is very simple. You might be thinking, of course, if this is not true, how would that thing happen? But we don't take it seriously. We don't apply this in our life. We should keep thinking about this. If you want to achieve anything, you should think, for this to happen, what are some things that should be true? What are the some things that must be true? So if you want to have a good fitness, what do you think you would do? You would have a good morning routine, because you could get up in the morning and you would have some energy, and you would actually go to gym, and you would actually have some energy to spend that energy on gym as well, right? And you should actually have some energy to go to gym and break that muscle, right? So you should have that good morning routine. You should have a good nighttime routine, because if you don't get enough sleep, or if you don't sleep at a good time, at let's suppose 9 or 10 or 11, you won't be getting up in the morning. So you won't be even going to gym in the morning. So you should be having good nighttime routine. What else? If you want to achieve that aesthetic physique, what else should be true? You have to have good muscle recovery process. And how's that muscle recovery process? First is by sleep, and the second is by taking good amount of protein that's good for your body. Everybody have different amount of protein goals. So if you have like good amount of protein in your food, of course you would be recovering that muscle as well. You would be recovering that toned muscle as well, right? So for that thing to happen, for a good fitness routine or a good aesthetic body, what are some things that have to happen? You have to go to gym. The fourth thing, you have to go to the gym, and you have to really tear that muscle, and you really have to, give me 1 second, I'll apply do not disturb, because some motherfuckers are messaging me. Okay, there we go. Bicep check again. And to tear that muscle, you have to train really hard in the gym as well. So for this to happen, these four things must be true. And these four things must be in your routine. And if you don't have a good routine, guess what won't happen? You would not be having an aesthetic physique. So you should be thinking this all the freaking time, that for this to happen, what are some things that must be true? You know how I got to know this thing? I got to know this concept from ChatGPT. I asked ChatGPT, like, for this to happen, how can I, achieve this goal? And ChatGPT told me this thing, because fucking ChatGPT is getting very smart, bro. Right now, the time that I'm making this video, we have ChatGPT 5.1 or 5.2, I'm not sure about that, but it's more than 5. And it is really smart. They should give me some money because I'm promoting them, but they don't. That's why I have this like crappy ass setup. By the way, my mic is coming. A new mic, a DJI mic, is coming on Friday, and today is Tuesday, so I would be having good mic or audio quality after that. After Friday, I would be having good audio quality. But let's go back to the topic that we're talking was. If you want to be having a goal, if you want to achieve some goal, you should always think, what are some things and what are some how do I say, what's the exact word I'm looking for? What are some things that must be true for that to happen? And if you want to be having a good fitness routine, or if you want to be having a good aesthetic physique, what's going to be happening? You should be having a good routine. You should be having a good habitual routine that you follow each and every day on the same time. I'll see you in the next one.